It's the 18th of September 2022, and I've quite a lot to share in this upload from my documentary Sad Sign of the Times with regard to land acquisition, constitutional offences, and wrongdoings in a democracy in the modern day and age since I became a married mother. As I've shared ad nauseum throughout these uploads, that there has been absolutely no resolution to. So they've been blatantly defied, ignored. It's hate crime. And this has been happening in this community for quite a while by a collective of what they consider themselves to be social trendsetters and shakers and movers on the scene. Setting the tone and the standard and really just causing offence basically and being a bit destructive. So anyway, this upload is about a lot of things really. I suppose it's about people's ambitions for domination and its attempts to impose upon this person, box the person in, that's a circle, these people, they use the most dirtiest tactics. It's really insulting to my objectives for humanity as a humanitarian educator, as a mother. So I'm concerned as a women's rights advocate as well in certain respects, but that's a delicate issue, you know. There's been a repeat cycle occurring, and it's just delicate since 2006, and it's still an issue for this day and age, 2022 as well. So there are people suffering from identity issues, and I'm a sanity and sobriety advocate, and this issue has been going on for quite a while. It's quite serious that I have been imposed upon, and the legislation, etc., that I keep reiterating about is being abused or disrespected or jeopardized, exploited, is how I feel. I feel so exploited that my identity and my work has been imposed upon by individuals that have been, as I keep reiterating, just not respecting the process. And there doesn't seem to be any lessons learned. Recently, there's been a lot of casualties since my child was unlawfully taken from me. And it's highly irresponsible that these people have been not just imposing upon me, but they've been developing and exploiting, as I've mentioned, without my consent or without protocol being respected. There are standardized procedures for any developments, and there are individuals helping themselves to circumstances that I haven't authorized. So they've been going off on a tangent, doing their own thing, and they haven't had permission. And I haven't, as I've said, authorized any circumstances that have been occurring, and there have been very dangerous consequences to the illegalities. Now, the approach of these guilty individuals is to continue causing offence, and they have exacerbated and they have endangered and they have incurred upon themselves, through no fault of anyone else's, only their own bad calls and their own bad decision-making processes. This is for domination now, apparently, but the situation is that it's gone to desecration. There have been casualties since my child was unlawfully separated from me as a ploy to access my properties. My marriage has been imposed upon. I don't know where my husband is, and not so much as one respectful acknowledgement has come from any of these uploads or any of the ombudsman procedures I initiated in 2017. I've worked for 3 state departments. I have a clean track record, and the entire situation is gone to the lowest standard of society. I like the treatment, the behaviour, this what I'm personally experiencing, and there are people prospering and living off my work, and they're having a great old time, and they're not fulfilling their duties. And there have been people use my name and they have offended my bodily integrity, and they have worked from my bodily integrity experience of violations for their gain, and they have imposed upon my human right of faith, religion and spirituality. So this is just another waffle at the constant offence I am tolerating in this country. So it's supposed to be a democracy. There have been changes since I had my humanitarian endeavour completed in 2018. That gave rise to 2019 legislation that these people are helping themselves to and benefiting from. So there is also the issue of the identity of defamation. My identity has been defamed. I live on my own. There hasn't been privacy respected, there hasn't been protocol respected, there hasn't been protection respected, and there hasn't been proximity respected. And I'm tolerating these people in this community since 2006, incurring damages, harms and losses upon me as a qualified property owner, educator, etc. I'm astonished that people would think it's safe to continue offending me. My child is unlawfully from my care, and they have been trespassing into my personal spaces for quite a long time, and they've been causing defamation and damages to my bloodline. Now, they have imposed upon my faith, religion and spirituality and have claimed to have ownership of a situation that they don't have ownership. As I've said, I have not authorised these individuals to access, engage, interact or monetise. But they've developed from my work circumstances that they're living off. Now, I call it the impoverishment initiative that I'm enduring. It's, that's what the tactic is since 2006. Ostracise, isolate, we're all guilty, we know what happened, it's the big secret, it's common knowledge, but we'll just put her in a little box. I'm a mother and a teacher, and I'm trying to understand how these individuals that have been guilty of disrespecting the role of the woman, the role of the woman's body, these kind of things, you know what I mean? Simple little thoughts. But each to their own, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Everyone is, if you want to do what you're doing, but that as a tactic to offend a situation such as my situation, which is quite delicate, very sensitive, and where there have been a lot of breaches, it's not setting a good tone for the girls of the future, and it's just so concerning that these people haven't learned the error of their ways. And I'm a recovery advocate and I'm smiling. It's astonishing that these people have an identity issue and they're adults. It's astonishing that they would abuse another person's spiritual purpose and expect it to be prospering them. There's been a lot happen with my spiritual identity that I have personally worked on for a very long time. As I've mentioned, I'm even getting tired of listening to this. But when there are people that have obligations, it's a very big word for some people to enact and follow through on. Those people that have obligations and that aren't fulfilling them, they're failing. It's failed. It's a failed attempt of many duties that are pertinent in this process that doesn't respect inhumane conduct against man or woman. Now, as I've said, there are matters pertaining to my matrimony to Richard McElligott of Ardfart and Kilflynn that are also quite dangerous in this issue. So it would be really courageous and brave if people could be respectful and honour their obligations, duties and functions in a democracy. It's a really sad sign of the times.